Have you experienced sleeplessness? Have you ever tried to sleep but you cannot? Even though you are so tired, you are so desperate to sleep because you have to do something important tomorrow. But your eyes do not cooperate with you. So you end up rolling over and over in your bed anxiously that if you do not sleep well, you will end up waking up late and cannot do your best in the morning. So here I'd like to talk about sleep deprivation. Or it is sleep deprivation is often called as sleeplessness. Maybe some of you know it as insomnia. But just to emphasize that sleep deprivation and insomnia are not the same thing, but they are actually slightly different, even though they share the same idea. Cited from medscape.org, insomnia is sleep disorder, but sleep deprivation is condition caused by not getting enough or adequate sleep. Whereas insomnia is not choice. You might experience sleep deprivation because of poor choice you made, such as staring at screens before bed or not going to sleep or at a reasonable hour. Simply, insomnia refers to your inability to sleep even though you have the time, while sleep deprivation refers to the limited time you got to sleep. So before I start all of this stuff, let me introduce myself. My name is Sugeng, and I would say that I have experienced sleep deprivation myself for the last 6 years. I also read articles about this topic, and I am active as a communicator in discussion forum on Quora, talking about sleep problems as well. So I feel glad to share this with you guys. So sleep deprivation here can affect our daily productivity and cause us several health issues. The main point of this article, this speech, are talk about what is the cause of sleep deprivation and how it affects our body and how to deal with it. Sleep deprivation can occur to anyone, not just adult but also teenagers. The common case that cause this is an overwhelming schedule or task that sometimes led it to stress. This is not suffered by adults or but not just hectic adults but also students with a lot of uh, tasks, and oftenly they have the same thing, that they have killer boss or killer teacher who love give us nonsense work with lovely deadlines. We tend to finish the task right away. Right? That sometimes need to push us to our limit by increasing our work hours and decreasing our rest hour, like our sleep hours. This can build up stress that can make the thing worse. When our body really needs to sleep, but always be thinking anxiously about our works, that makes us unable to calm ourselves to get a good sleep, because we will get scolded, or even worse, if we are working, we will fired if we don't make it in the right time. So here is the point of stress. Second is excitement. So what is excitement? Excitement is, maybe some of you asking, why is excitement feeling happy can cause you sleep deprivation. So let me define it first. Excitement is a feeling of great enthusiasm and eagerness. This excitement type of sleep deprivation often occurs to young people. For example, students when they are about to do school trip. They will very happy about what they can do and what happened on their trip, that they think they cannot wait until tomorrow. So they cannot sleep for their excitement. Have you ever felt this way? Then the other example, it is maybe commonly occur to you guys, is feeling in love. We feel happiness that overflows our body, that make us unable to sleep, because we are very happy and excited about someone we love. Like when we are texting with them, we tend to wait to their reply, and how will they respond, that make us skip to sleep just for the sake of their response. of someone who we love. But many of us maybe not realize the symptoms of sleep deprivation, even though maybe even of some most of us have some issue related to the things that I mentioned before. So you insist that you are feeling just fine. So here I will give you the sign of having sleep deprivation. The first is falling asleep regularly while watching television or movie in cinema, feeling unusually irritable and short-tempered with others, that you got anger for the simple thing, then having trouble controlling your emotion particularly is the part of feeling irritable, noticing slow physical response or slow reaction when performing activities like you are not in your top condition, like you are being nerve, something like that. Difficulty to sleep on regular basis, like hardly to sleep during night, feel tired in daylight, wake up too early in the morning, or snoring not loudly. That may be really disturbing our roommate. Struggling to pay attention during class or meeting, like in the like not like giving not nodding your head like that, and having an eye patch like this, because it is the physical symptoms that can be seen by eyesight. But maybe some of you still questioning what is wrong with that. Well, I have it for like 5 years, myself like 6 hours, and maybe some of us think that we are just fine with it. But in fact, from not getting enough sleep can affect our mood, memory, and health in far-reaching, surprising way, said John Hopkins sleep researcher Patrick Finan, PhD. Here is the list. Here is the list that might surprise you that there are several issues away. In terms of safety, there are 6,000 car crashes happen every year caused by drowsy driving. For brain health, sleep deprivation will increase the chance of getting dementia by 33%, greater risks of depression, irritability, forgetfulness that make your memories dull, anxiety, and fuzzy thinking. For our cardiovascular healthy, there are increasing the high risk of blood pressure, just decreasing the immunity system, and 33 times highly to getting diabetes, 48% increasing in developing heart disease, 3 times more likely to catch a cold. Just to take a note, guys, that counts all above the health issue I mentioned before is not directly applied to someone who had just experienced sleep deprivations, but for them who have it for a long period of time and happen simultaneously. So how we deal with it, since it has such a bad impact for ourselves? The first thing is, I'm sorry. The first thing is getting a regular bedtime. This will have our inner clock running on time. Sleep is 24-hour cycles, and cycle is anchored in the time you get out of bed in the morning. Not just get out of bed, but put your feet on the floor and stand up. Your circulations or sleep tempo clock starts ticking when you stand up and move around. The next is avoiding long daytime naps. It's tempting to nap when you don't sleep well, right? And not doubt if it will you feel better in the short term, but napping will prevent your body's natural recovery mechanism for kicking in for the same reason that sleeping in does. But if you cannot help it, if you can, you can do short nap for 10 up to 20 minutes, but don't do it more than 30 minutes. The next is only use your bed only for sleep or resting. The idea here is to train your body to associate uh, your body with bed with rest, like that. A lot of people with sleep trouble say that they can only fall asleep on sofa. What's going on there is that they have come to associate the bed with struggle, the struggle to fall asleep. So don't study in bed, okay? Don't read on bed, don't worry in bed, don't eat on the bed. You only want to be in the bed when you are falling asleep or close to it. The next is set the stage of your sleeping work. I mean, prepare your bed, your sleep times. The brain needs time to shift from wide awake to fall asleep. You can gradually shift it there by setting the stage of your sleep in the half hour of bed by getting the light darker, drink warm water, create aromatherapy, play relaxing sounds, adjust the temperature, or anything that might help you feel comfortable on the bed that would help you sleep better. The last is don't force fall to sleep. People lose trust in their body's natural sleep mechanism when sleep deprivation goes on for too long. Just trust your body to sleep when it needs, as long as you don't nap in the day for fall asleep so early that you are up most for the night. This principle will not steer you wrong. uh, People tend to take control of their sleep gears, but those were not designed for manual operation. The result is frustration and further breakdown of the gears that make uh, our sleep is not working as it should be. So sleep deprivation can cause ourselves severe impact for our health to our daily productivity, but we can but it can be overcome with fixing our habits of how we adapt once we have suffered this deprivation. It is normal to experience this once or twice in a month, since sometimes everything does not happen as we scheduled because we need something to be done right away because the boss or even our lecturers don't want to hear our circumstance that we have already overwhelmed with the other things. Please encourage yourself to say no if you seriously cannot handle the situation and get reasonable explanation that you cannot do that. You know yourself better. Sometimes fine to just reject something for the sake of your health rather than putting your life on the edge of a cliff or something like that. Remember that sleep deprivation can interrupt our productivities, okay? And cause our several health issues that need to be, but don't need to be panic. It is normal. Sometimes something needs to be done right away. To resolve it is that can you to resolve is that you can overcome it after by fixing your sleeping habit and don't overdoing it. I think that's all that I can share with you guys right now. Thank you for reading. Thank you for listening.